What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Lyman Football. And today I'm going to be giving you guys 10 different ways to help yourself snap a wet football. Okay, so the first tip today is one that every center should know by now, and if you don't do, you definitely should get on it very, very quick. And that's just going to be to have a towel. So when you're looking at towels, you want something that's going to soak up a lot of water in it. If you go with like a Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, whatever branded towel, they all make one. They're super absorbent. Now, the best thing you can get is one of those towels that's actually a tri-fold. So there's some super thin ones where it's literally just one piece of fabric, say like this. However, there's other ones where they have a double, like a tri-fold in the back, where there's two more pieces of fabric, and that helps it expand, and that just means you have more surface area to keep the ball dry. Okay, now the second one is going to be about trying to help out, the refs a little bit. A lot of times that we don't like the refs in situations, but make sure the refs have their own towel to dry off the ball. It is actually their responsibility to be drying off the ball before giving it to you, but if they don't have their own towel, they can't do that. So make sure they have a towel, and by saying make sure, I mean bring an extra towel. Make sure that you have another towel ready. If the refs don't have one, they have at least some kind of backup situation. At the same time, going with that, if you have one towel, buy a second. Have a black and a white or something. You can justify yourself buying two, but if it is a super, super wet game, it is good to have 2, 3, 4, towels on standby. That way you can keep that ball dry. Now, the next one is going to be about after, the tackle, or say in practice, anything like that. And that's keep the ball off the ground. The ball is always going to get the most wet when it's rolling around the ground. It's getting snow, it's getting rain, whatever's going on the ball. That's when it's going to get the worst and the most waterlogged. So what you want to do is just make sure the ball stays off the ground. You notice that if it's about to be handed off from, the running back to the ref, and the ref goes to put it on the ground, just grab it from the ref, or say in practice, make sure the ball goes back to you. Do not let the ball touch the ground in any wet situation. Okay, now the next one is going to be a little bit controversial, and that's going to be try Spin It. Now, Spin It was a product I did a review on last week. This is not sponsored by them. However, I am saying that it is a good idea to experiment with different options out there. Now, if you don't like wearing gloves, Spin It was a product that makes your hands kind of sticky. I'm not 100% sure how it deals in wet situations. However, at a center, if you don't want to wear gloves, it would be good to have anyways. So I would highly recommend going and watching that video first, seeing if you like it, and maybe give it a try. Okay, now the next one is going to be about preparing yourself. So you know how practice makes perfect, and when you're working in practice, you want to make hard situations, that way you get better, right? You always want to go against the best guys in practice. That way, if you go against worse guys in games, it makes your life a lot easier. The same thing goes here, and I'm saying, in practice, yeah, I might have just said that you don't want to put the ball on the ground, and that's to help everyone out. However, it might actually be beneficial to you to put the ball on the ground, get it super wet, get used to different situations. If you've only ever had like a light rain in practice, you're not going to be ready for a heavy rain during a game. So try different situations, make the conditions worse on yourself, so by game day, you will be better, guaranteed. Now guys, we are going to take a very small break from the video. I just want to talk to you guys about the Lyman Football Shop. Now, the Lyman Football Shop is going to be your go-to place for anything lineman related. I have hats, hoodies, sweaters, tanks, fanny packs, face masks, whatever you would need to show and rep that you are a lineman, we have it on there. We have tons of different designs, styles. Personally, one of my favorite is going to be the Lineman Delivery. We always deliver. I love that logo. And I even released a new Lineman Comedy Show one as well. Now, we do have new designs coming out every single month, so I appreciate you guys for whatever you do buy on there. Watch out, follow me on Instagram, and you'll know every time a brand new design is released. Now, if you guys did like this video and you are gonna go pick up some of your merch, don't forget to use code SUNNY, S-U-N-N-Y, for 10% off your order. Let's get back to the video. Okay, now the next one is gonna be about trying different techniques. Now, I have taken more flack than anyone out there about the dead ball snap. I will 100% agree with that. Now, I will also agree that it is not for everyone. However, there are tons of different ways that you can hold a football to help maximize your grip, depending on your grip strength, your hand size, everything like that. For example, it might be harder for you to hold a football like this, because it does take a little more meat to it, than say holding it like this, a little higher on the top. Yes, if you are going shotgun, this might not give that tight spiral, but you might have a little more grip, which might be better than a fumble. Alternatively, you could try the dead ball snap, where you grab the ball like this and hold it from the top. There's tons of different ways that you can grab a football to make it easier on yourself, to give you more grip in those wet situations. Do not settle with what you already do. Settle at what you find works the best. Ooh, that's a good tagline. Okay, now the next tip is going to be about your football. So if you notice, this is a synthetic football, not a real leather football. And I am saying, if you have the opportunity or the choice, In a rainy situation, you want a leather football. A leather football works so much better in rainy situations than a synthetic ball. Something about the way the water glides off it, I don't know what it is, but all I know is that leather will always be better than synthetic when it comes to rainy days. Okay, next, now when I'm talking about rainy situations and a leather football, not all leather footballs are made the same. In fact, if you go on a rainy day and your coach goes in your ball bag and pulls out a brand new leather football, you don't want to use that. That's going to be the worst possible football to use in that situation. When it's new, it's got no grit to it, it's got no marks in it. It's just not good for grip in wet situations. You want to dig into the bottom of the bag, find the most weathered football, and that'll be your best bet when it comes to rainy situations. The older the football, the better, I am telling you. So you don't want to try to spin it. You don't want to go no glove. You don't have a choice in the football. There's a lot of different things working against you right now. You can tell like the dislike is coming. I'm giving nothing but bad information for you in the center that you are, but I got one more up my sleeve. So you're a center. I have taken flack before for using receiver gloves at center, and I get it. However, there are so many different grip options on the market now, you need to try them out and find what works best for you. Now, when you look at things like the Cutter SeatGeek grip versus the Nike's grip, versus even within Nike, you have your receiver style grip, and then you have the Hydra grip that is on the D-Tax and the Hyper Beast. That's a friction grip. A friction grip will be a lot better than any other grip for these kind of situations. It works better because it has a rubberized texture to it for those rainy situations. So that'll be your best bet. But it might not be, because if they might not sell it in your size or you don't like the feel on the top. I'm saying you need to go out there as your final tip, number 10, is going to be experiment. Try different options for gloves, try different footballs, try different rainy situations. Play around, use practice as your time to test out different methods. Take a rep, ask your receiver for his gloves if he has the same hands and see how that feels, right? Do a bunch of different things, and that way you can find the right formula for you. So for me personally, in wet situations, I did no glove, leather football, nothing in my hand. That's the way I liked it. But this is before Hyper Beast and D-Tac. There was no Hydra grip yet, so I didn't even have that option if I wanted it. But for me, a hand was always much better than a receiver style glove in those wet situations, but it might not be for you. So there you guys go, test out all your different methods, see what works, see what doesn't work, play around, put yourself in the worst possible situations to set yourself up for game day. Now there you guys go, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you have any other ideas for videos, leave them down below. I'm kind of running out here. As always, thanks.